Tonight, tabling a plan for Canada's economic future.
To balance the budget this year, we'd have to eliminate vital social programs, which shows a different path.
All the details from Mark Carney's first federal budget. Plus, rotating strikes land in London.
It's a false narrative that we don't get where letter mail is going.
The message from local postal workers in the midst of job action. And covering a community in remembrance.
Just thought someone should do this, and then I also thought, well, maybe that someone should be me.
The Port Stanley Poppy Project honoring local veterans.
CTV News with Carlyle Fiset.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight in Ottawa with the first federal budget under Prime Minister Mark Carney. His finance minister outlined billions in cuts and savings today and what he called generational investment. Annie Bergeron-Oliver reports.
Couldn't be prouder of my finance.
We're ready.
Nearly 7 months after getting elected, the Carney government has dropped its first budget, a 406-page book it promises will build Canada strong. Over the next 5 years, Ottawa intends to spend $141 billion in new measures that they project will bring in $51.2 billion in savings. Together, those measures will take Canada's deficit to $78.3 billion this year, dropping to $56.6 billion by 2029-2030.
To weather the storm of uncertainty, we will not lower ourselves, Mr. Speaker. Quite the opposite. We will raise them to catch the winds of economic change.
One of the biggest expenditures, defense, with $81.8 billion in spending over 5 years. There's $20.4 billion for the military's recruitment and retention problems, $10.9 billion for upgrades, and $17.9 billion to expand new military capabilities, including procuring new armored vehicles.
It's a real big injection of money, but really interestingly, they don't provide any annual investment or expenditure total. There's no articulation of where year by year that would take us as a share of GDP.
There's also $51 billion over 10 years for a new Build Community Strong Fund to help fund new infrastructure projects, $1.7 billion for an international talent attraction strategy, and $13 billion over 5 years starting in 2025-2026 for Build Canada Homes. That includes $2.8 billion for Indigenous housing. One way Ottawa is bringing down the deficit through changes to the public service. Ottawa wants to shed 28,000 public sector jobs within the next 3 years through cuts, attrition, and a move to incentivize voluntary leave and early retirement. How much that alone will save and where the cuts are coming from is unclear. Ottawa is also hoping to save $60 billion over 5 years through modernization and government efficiencies.
To balance the budget this year, we'd have to eliminate vital social programs and all the capital investments needed for Canada's future, which shows a different path.
But aside from a promise to review bank fees and to automatically file taxes for lower-income Canadians, experts say there's little that will help with affordability.
I think if you're the average Canadian, you're looking at this budget, you're going to say, well, it doesn't change my life very much. You know, I'm concerned about affordability, I'm concerned about housing costs, and lots of concerns. It doesn't really address any of those things specifically.
Instead, many economists say the budget's aim is to create a better environment for business through measures like a so-called productivity super deduction.
This is a budget that focuses on capital investment because of the context that we are in right now. The economy is quite weak and is under attack because of the tariff issues, and we have a significant uncertainty in the Canadian economy, so businesses are not investing.
For the first time, the budget has been separated into capital investment and operational spending. By 2028-2029, this document anticipates that the operational budget will have a surplus of $1.7 billion. Annie Bergeron-Oliver, CTV News, Ottawa.
A majority of city councillors have approved a substantial pay hike for next term.
We have to make the tough call, and I'm willing to stand by my decisions. I do, having done the job, recognize the challenges.
I don't agree with the argument at all that extra stipend, an extra wage, will actually bring in better talent.
Each one of you can justify to your constituents how you put in 40-plus hours a week in different ways.
The pay raise passed by a 3-vote margin, approving a 35% increase, setting base pay at $94,000. The deputy mayor and budget chair will each earn $102,000 a year. However, council rejected a 4% boost for committee chairs and opposed severance pay for councillors who lose re-election. Full-time hours will be expected, but that cannot be enforced.
People who vote yesterday, you're going to get some nasty emails, right? But we make decisions around this council based on the information we get and trying to make the best possible decision with that.
Hi there. It was a beautiful day across southern Ontario with temperatures into the double digits in most areas. London coming in at 13 this afternoon, 15 towards Sarnia and Chatham, and we had some double digits in parts of Midwestern Ontario. We will see increasing amounts of cloud cover overnight in advance of our next low pressure system that will bring some rain to the region. We'll talk rainfall in Midwestern Ontario, especially Grey and Bruce County by first thing in the morning. We'll stay on the milder side overnight. Temperatures not quite as cool, 6 degrees at midnight and winds continuing out of the southwest. Some gusty winds on the way for tomorrow. Chance of showers and the possibility of a few pop-up thunderstorms. I'll have all your local weather details in just a few minutes. Carlyle, back to you.
Thanks, Julie. Rotating postal worker strikes have landed in London this week. It's the latest union measure trying to pressure Canada Post officials to get back to the bargaining table. With more from the local picket lines, here's Jerry Dewan.
London and Coburg were 2 Ontario locations where workers were off the job Monday. Cup W hasn't said how long the stoppage will last. The union is also refusing to deliver flyers in many areas across the province. They continue to press the point that Canada needs a strong national postal service and can't rely on the private sector.
And don't tell me that UPS or Purelator or any of those companies go to the small areas. They only go to the small areas for a high cost. So we're still in the fight of our life.
Mark Platt is the union's national director for the Ontario region. He told those gathered on the picket line in front of the main London sorting station that discussions are underway this week that could result in resumed negotiations. Platt says the corporation wants to use only part-time workers on weekends, which the union opposes. They're looking for protections for full-time employees.
Canada Post has put out a narrative that we're against weekend delivery. The union is absolutely for weekend delivery, and all through negotiations into last year, we support weekend delivery. We're trying to make the positions on weekends, some of them full-time. They want to have only exclusive part-time, 15-hour-a-week jobs on the weekends.
Platt also refutes the narrative that the union hasn't been willing to support a shift away from letter delivery.
Parcel revenues have outstripped letter mail revenues after 2016. So the union's been part of that change, and we've been working through that change with our letter carriers and our plants for almost 10 years now. So it's a false narrative that we don't get where letter mail is going.
Leaders with Cup W Local 566, which represents more than 800 London area workers, says they remain determined to get a contract with job protections.
Our struggle continues. We are fighting for a fair collective agreement for the last 2 years.
The Retail Council of Canada says the rotating strikes and intermittent flyer delivery create a volatility their members are finding difficult to navigate. Joseph says the goal is to get Canada Post back to the table with limited impact on customers.
We want the post office to run smoothly. We don't want to disturb the mail operations fully.
Analysts say Canada Post has lost more than $4 billion since 2018. The corporation received a $1 billion cash injection from the federal government earlier this year to keep operations afloat. The government has signaled that a significant restructuring is needed that may include an end to door-to-door mail delivery. Jerry Dewan, CTV News.
Town councillors in Tillsonburg are considering a first-of-its-kind project in Ontario, trying to attract doctors to their community. They've endorsed a feasibility study looking into a municipally operated medical clinic. Brian Bicknell reports.
My pills, I need them because there's no good.
Tillsonburg senior Mary Arthur suffers from debilitating arthritis, but without a family doctor, she can't get the medication she needs for the pain.
Pray to God. That's all I do.
Where did we go? We went to the walk-in clinic.
Yeah, we went everywhere.
You've gone to the walk-in clinic? But that's not a permanent solution, is it?
No.
According to the Ontario Medical Association, 2.5 million Ontarians don't have a family doctor.
There's people that are driving 2 hours to see their old doctors from their old towns or cities that they lived in, right?
Tillsonburg Council has passed a motion to investigate the feasibility of a municipally operated medical clinic. Under the proposal, the municipality would directly employ family physicians.
We, like everyone else, is short of physicians and primary care practitioners. We have doctors retiring, and so this would be a way for the town to get a revenue and cost neutral clinic for the municipality at no extra cost to taxpayers.
OMA President Dr. Zainab Abdurrahman says communities are becoming creative in trying to attract doctors, but someone always pays.
But I do worry that when we start to push more and more for these municipalities, or for them to feel so constrained that they have to provide, whether it's buildings or in some communities we're seeing large incentives, it really starts to pit communities against each other. And once there's competitions for healthcare, that means that there's both winners, but there's definitely losers.
That feasibility study comes back to council next spring, and if the idea does go ahead, it's believed it would be a first for Ontario. As for Mary Arthur, she's holding out hope for something or someone to help ease her pain.
What can I do? Nothing. I just wait and hope they're gone and hope they're still. I hope it's okay. I don't know.
Brian Bicknell, CTV News.
The Tree of Hope was illuminated in Victoria Park last night, a ceremony led by a pair of local families who have lost loved ones to femicide.
Tiff didn't die, she was murdered. And no, I'm not the same. I'm never going to be the same. You don't know what it's like to have a child taken from you. And I hope you never, ever do. But this has got to stop.
Tiffany Gates and Caitlin Jennings were each killed by intimate partner violence. This year's Shine the Light campaign will focus on femicide and preventing others from becoming victims. Throughout November, buildings and landmarks will light up in purple, part of the Violence Against Women Awareness campaign.
Remember the victims, my daughter being one of them, but it's also the people we're going through, not just people that have died. It's the people who are still going through the mental abuse, the physical abuse, the coercive control.
London police say a crash in East London sent one person to hospital this afternoon. The crash happened at Clark Road in Dundas around 2 p.m. with an SUV landing upside down. Police say one of the two people inside that vehicle were taken to hospital with minor injuries, and it's not clear what caused the crash at this point. They'd also closed some nearby roads while the scene was cleaned up. London police say they've charged a man from Hamilton accused of using pepper spray during a fight Friday night. According to police, two men started fighting inside a Richmond Row business. They say two women were injured during the altercation as well, and they're still looking for the man who was pepper sprayed. London police say they've charged a 21-year-old man through a shooting investigation. According to police, the incident went unreported, and it likely happened between August 22nd and 27th. They say they only became aware when they seized a cell phone through an unrelated investigation. Police say they found signs of gunfire at a home on Booley Street on September 10th. No injuries have been reported. They say the 21-year-old suspect remains in custody, facing several charges. Prince Harry will be in Canada this week for a series of events ahead of Remembrance Day. According to the Prince's representatives, Harry will be in Toronto Wednesday and Thursday for an event with the True Patriot Love Foundation and their families. Volunteers in Port Stanley are honoring local veterans with thousands of handmade poppies. With more on the message behind the project, here's Lauren Stallone.
In a charming beach town just south of London, this group of women sit and knit. Laughter and conversation fill the room, but their handmade creations tell stories of their own.
A lot of us have experience with vets, or we came from families. My family in particular came from Belgium, and my parents were children during the war.
With many in search of a way to honor and remember fallen soldiers, the Port Stanley Poppy Project came to life.
Just thought someone should do this, and then I also thought, well, maybe that someone should be me.
With more than 15,000 poppies covering the town, organizers say volunteers have dedicated months months of their time. They say poppies just like this one take nearly a half an hour to make.
There's barely over 3,000 people in Port Stanley, and the 106 volunteers that worked diligently in creating all these poppies have made this vision come to fruition.
Started back in January of last year, organizers say they were blown away by the community's support.
The reaction and the response that we have seen within this community and beyond on what we have accomplished has been incredible. So it's just brought the whole community even closer.
So as the knitted and crocheted poppies sway gently in the wind, serving as a symbol of remembrance, the women sit and knit. Lawrence Stallone, CTV News.
Coming up, an arrest gone wrong. The Toronto police officer who runs over a suspect and a colleague, all caught on camera. Plus, temperatures are dropping, and with that in mind, local organizers getting winter clothing ready to keep kids warm this winter.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We begin tonight with Ontario's latest.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. ctvlondon.ca, your home for news.
Welcome back. British Columbia's premier is backing down on a proposed ad campaign in the wake of Ontario's anti-tariff message, which President Donald Trump blamed for calling off trade talks. Scott Hurst has more on the change in tune from the BC leader.
All of Canada's premiers have stood up and pushed back against the economic threats that are coming from the White House, notably saying, of course, that tariffs are not just bad for Canadians, but also bad for Americans and the American economy. Some premiers more forceful than others, some much more public than others. And specifically, we can talk about Ontario Premier Doug Ford spending millions of dollars to run ads in America. Now, as we know, getting under the skin of U.S. President Donald Trump, and in response, canceling trade talks between Washington and Ottawa. And while the ads have now been pulled, Ford is still defiant, doubling down on the successful impact of the ads, as he says, reaching so many Americans. Meanwhile, the Premier of British Columbia says his province has halted plans for a series of anti-tariff ads aimed at American audiences. Premier David Eby arguing the shift in strategy is to align the fight against tariffs with Ottawa, with the feds. BC in particular, greatly impacted by softwood lumber tariffs. Here's more from both the Premier of Ontario and the Premier of British Columbia.
I'd never apologize to Donald Trump. Donald Trump's trying to destroy our province, destroy our country, steal manufacturing jobs and auto sector jobs.
So we've committed to the federal government that when the time comes to be speaking directly to Americans, we'll do it in partnership with them. We will not be running the ads by ourselves. We'll make sure that we're in line with strategy going forward.
Tariffs will also be front and center tomorrow at the U.S. Supreme Court, as it will specifically hear arguments on the fate of Donald Trump's so-called Liberation Day tariffs, which were announced with great fanfare earlier in the spring. Those are baseline duties on a whole host of countries, and the fentanyl-specific tariffs imposed on Canada, as Trump has invoked national emergency powers specifically to combat the flow of fentanyl he claims is flooding across our borders into the U.S. As the Trump administration argues, the tariffs are necessary, but bottom line for the Canadian economy and the industry is forced to pay. Regardless of the decision coming from the Supreme Court, it won't impact all tariffs imposed on this country. The targeted tariffs hammering Canada's steel sector, aluminum, autos, copper, and lumber, those will remain in place. Those are Trump's industry-specific tariffs, as the Trump administration is describing the hearing at the U.S. Supreme Court as a matter of national security. Scott Hurst, CTV News, Toronto.
Dramatic video has surfaced on social media appearing to show a Toronto police officer running over a suspect and an arresting officer. It all played out during a chaotic parking lot response that escalated dangerously. With more, here's Janice Goulding.
An officer fires a taser and a suspect falls, dropping a metal object, and then
A police SUV vacated by an assisting officer rolls, and when the officer returns behind the wheel, the video shows the cruiser surging forward instead of stopping, hitting both the suspect and one of the arresting officers. Mossad Bedran works next door and saw everything unfold.
First thing I heard a lot of people screaming.
Badran says an armed woman was walking around the parking lot damaging a Jeep along with a police vehicle.
He just damaged the cars. I don't know why.
Melissa says police were actively looking for the suspect around 4 Saturday afternoon.
2 police officers came in basically asking me and my coworker if we seen a lady that was vandalizing cars.
And then about 15 minutes later,
go look outside the parking lot, and then I see the cruiser, the cop cruiser, kind of rolling away. And I see a bunch of cops trying to run and kind of stop it.
Police say paramedics assessed both the suspect and the officer, and both were medically cleared, although the woman was taken to hospital for further assessment. Police adding, we are actively reviewing the circumstances and are grateful there were no serious injuries during this dynamic incident. The SIU tells us they were not notified about this incident, likely because the suspect's injuries were not considered serious enough to alert Ontario's police watchdog. Janice Golding, CTV News.
Organizers with the Coats for Kids campaign are appealing for donations ahead of the colder months. Hundreds of families are expected to come through the Boys and Girls Club. Nick Paparella has more on the much-needed support being offered.
These are all brand new.
They are setting things up to give to those in need. More than 300 families are expected to come through the doors of the Boys and Girls Club in London this coming Saturday morning, getting a helping hand from the annual Coats for Kids campaign.
Well, the need out there in the community is big, and not only for families who could maybe unfortunately not afford. So we need to consider that there's a lot of newcomer families. They do not know what to expect. It sounds really cold when you say 0 degrees, -10, -20, but it's really hard to imagine when you have never experienced. So when we have the families here, we need to advise them, you don't only need a sweater, you probably will need layers, and it's just great to have these families here and help them in that way.
6, 7. 7, 8 is small.
In all, more than 1,000 pieces of winter clothing have been collected, but the need is great because they are still short on coats for teens and boots for all ages. Nicole Pariseau has been a part of the campaign for more than 20 years, and she says everything goes to good use.
We hold some jackets back if they don't get all used up, so that when our kids come throughout the year, if something happens to their coats, they lose it, they rip them, etc., we have backups to give the families that can't afford to go out and buy another winter coat. And then we take some of the larger sizes that are left and we donate those to the Men's Mission and a couple of other places like Goodwill to help their coat drives.
And if you haven't had a chance to drop off your gently used winter clothing yet, you still have until this Friday to do so right here at the Boys and Girls Club on Horton Street, or you can make a monetary donation online.
If there's anything that your children are not using, bring it over, because there's families that need your help, and we need to keep all of these young people warm during the winter.
Nick Paparella, CTV News.
Julie's on the desk with me now, and a lovely day today with plenty of sunshine. It sounds like we're going to get a change, though, as we get through the rest of the week.
Yeah, a bit of a rough ride this week. So in terms of a series of low pressure systems moving in, each time one comes in with a bit of rain and then a cool down coming in behind it. Today we were on the warmer side, 13 degrees this afternoon. So coming in about 3 degrees above normal. Last night we dropped into the low single digits. It's been quiet on the radar, just starting to see signs of a little bit of rainfall in advance of a warm front that's slowly approaching. That'll make the move overnight. What we'll pick up out of that will be the cloud cover overnight. The chance for showers will hold off until tomorrow morning. So the low pressure area getting organized, making the move from North Dakota towards Minnesota, into Wisconsin, into tomorrow. But the main energy will be pulling into Midwestern Ontario first thing in the morning. So Grey and Bruce County, you'll have some showers to start your day. Not quite as cool overnight, about 5 degrees warmer than it was last night in some areas, about 6 degrees in London. Midwestern Ontario from 5 to 6, and near the lakeshore 8 degrees. It's been relatively quiet from coast to coast. We do have some wind warnings on the BC coast and also some wind warnings in through Newfoundland, but across the prairies, we've had high pressure, temperatures in the low single digits. You can see where this warm air is battling the cold. We have the low pressure area, and that's going to drive towards the Great Lakes tomorrow with some warmer air. So temperatures will be a bit above normal once again in the afternoon. You can see the rain that comes in tomorrow morning towards the Bruce Peninsula, and there's snow on the northern flank of this system. Chance for showers in London in the afternoon, although the probability is fairly low at about a 40% chance. What everyone will experience tomorrow will be some gusty winds, initially out of the southwest, 20 with gusts to 40, but as we head into the afternoon, evening, the cold front will slice through, and that could spark a few scattered showers, possibility of a thunderstorm as well. Then we get into the lake effect showers, so that's your wind shift. You can see it so well on this map. So it depicts that wind coming off Lake Huron, and that will generate some off-lake snow showers with the possibility of some flakes of snow mixing in as we head through the overnight into early Thursday. We'll be back into some sunshine on Thursday to a mix of sun and cloud in the area, and the chance for showers will once again drop off. Daytime highs, 13 degrees in London tomorrow afternoon, 9 to 12 degrees in and around Midwestern Ontario, but some warm spots towards Sarnia and Chatham, and Windsor could even hit 17 degrees in the afternoon. So a cloudy start to the day, double digits by noon hour, 13 degrees the forecast high. Winds as we head into the evening will shift to the northwest. Our metal roof outlet forecast takes us on a bit of a ride, that's for sure. Thursday morning, some cloud cover, and this could be an isolated lake effect shower first thing in the morning, and then we're back into a mix of sun and cloud. We have rain in the forecast on Friday and 10, 7 degrees on Saturday and mainly cloudy, and then some rain in the forecast on Sunday. Mainly cloudy on Monday. Look at the cold air that moves in early next week. Daytime highs from just 1 to 2 degrees and overnight lows from -1 to -2. So some cold air, the coldest air of the season, arriving early next week. And Remembrance Day looks to be a raw day with the daytime high hovering near the freezing mark. Rain tomorrow morning in Grey and Bruce County. Possibility of some thunderstorms in the afternoon with the passage of the cold front. Showers in through parts of Huron and Perth County, although your probability is a bit lower. Lake effect showers, possibility of a rain-snow mix heading into a Friday, and some cool air arriving for the weekend. This will be one of those weekends in Midwestern Ontario where you will have some flakes of snow mixing in, especially as those temperatures drop off. So some cool air on the move, Carlyle, as we head into early next week.
All right, Julie, thanks very much. Still ahead, are winter tires worth the cost? Details on the data, breaking down the safety they provide and why the price is going up.
If you are a terrible singer, good news. That could win you tickets to Brad Paisley.
We're playing a Sing It Bad for Brad at 8:40 every morning.
Good luck.
Home sales picked up in the London region last month. According to the London and St. Thomas Realtors Association, 607 homes sold in October, up from 534 in September. The average sale price dropped to about $605,000, which was down from $620,000 the month before. A new survey suggests more Canadians are switching to winter tires despite the cost. As Pat Foran reports, for many, the price is worth it for the safety they provide.
It's the calm before the storm at De Groot's Tirecraft in Scarborough. While many drivers don't switch over their tires until the first snowfall, some are planning ahead so they're ready for winter and colder temperatures.
That weather's just around the corner. All the shops are busy now, so the sooner the better.
Mike De Groot has been in the tire business for over 40 years. He says softer rubber compounds, better traction, and shorter braking distances on ice and snow make winter tires the safer choice.
A challenge to drive in the winter weather now, and people are becoming more aware of that. They're more educated, so they know the value of a good winter tire.
Depending on the set of tires you buy, you could pay about 5% more, mostly related to tariffs, inflation, and other factors. Despite the rising price of winter tires, a new survey by the Tire and Rubber Association of Canada finds many drivers believe it's worth the extra cost. The survey finds 80% of Canadian drivers now use winter tires. That number drops slightly to 77% in Ontario. Even though 84% say winter tires have saved them from an accident or loss of control, 32% say they're less likely to buy winter tires because of increased financial burdens.
Canadians everywhere are feeling some financial pressures and pinches due to the higher cost of living.
Despite the added costs, the association says drivers can get a break on their car insurance premiums, as well as take advantage of rebates and tire sales.
Having a dedicated winter tire means a sure-footed, confident drive.
Another tire growing in popularity is the all-weather tire. It's a hybrid which combines the attributes of an all-season and winter tire into one tire. You can leave them on your car all year long.
Our testing, they absolutely work. They are not as superior as a winter tire in no conditions, but they are definitely better than all seasons.
If you need to buy or switch your tires, it's recommended you don't wait till the snow flies, or you can expect long lineups at tire shops. Pat Foran, CTV News.
Canada's main stock index was down as technology and energy stocks fell. The TSX plunged almost 500 points. In New York, the Dow lost 251, the Nasdaq dropped 486. The Canadian dollar fell almost a fifth of a cent. On commodity markets, gold lost more than $50 an ounce. Oil is down almost 50 cents a barrel. Later on CTV News, a Christmas village conversion is underway. We head to Formosa, ahead of the community's annual festive fundraiser.
Brad Paisley is bringing the Truck Still Works Tour to Canada Life Place on December 11th. And Pure Country 93 and CTV London have your chance to win. Enter online at ctvlondon.ca for your chance to score a pair of tickets.
We've come a tremendous way as it relates to mental health. When you think of years ago, there's a bravado within the fire department, so there was not a strong desire to get help, seek assistance, or even say you're struggling. And that has been a long-standing history. In fact, years ago, people used to use maladaptive behaviors. We described drinking, smoking, in order to cope with some of the stuff that you see as a first responder.
Our first responders are more exposed to high-risk situations. We see that they have an increased and elevated risk themselves for mental health and addiction concerns. Some of the statistics would say that first responders are 4 times more likely to have suicidal ideation or die by suicide.
We've really started to reach out and show the support, provide resources, try to reduce that stigma, albeit it still exists, in an effort to ensure that everybody gets the help that they need.
We're looking for $330,000 to be able to support our first responders having immediate, instant access to services, clinical supports that can help de-escalate any experience around anxiety, PTSD, anything that they might be experiencing. Also to provide prioritization for our 2 beds that would be able to be accessed when needed. For more information on our stabilization space and how you can make a difference, please click on the QR code or go to our website.
The Yukon Party has won a majority government in that territory, knocking the Liberals out of power after 9 years. The Yukon Party leader, Curry Dixon, will actually become the first ever Yukon premier who was born in the territory, winning 14 of the 21 seats available. The NDP will become the territory's official opposition. The incumbent Liberals managed to hang on to just 1 riding. In a separate vote, more than 56% of Yukon voters voted in favor of switching to a ranked ballot system for future elections, getting rid of the current first-past-the-post system. Police in the Toronto area say a synagogue north of the city was vandalized for a 10th time last night. 4 windows were smashed at the synagogue in North York. Police say they have a suspect description, either someone in their late teens or a man in his early 20s. Police have not indicated they are investigating this as a hate crime. Canadian health officials say they expect a prescription painkiller shortage will continue into the new year. They had initially said the shortage would resolve sometime in the fall. They now say manufacturing delays are still impacting supplies for drugs containing oxycodone like Percocet. However, they say medications with codeine like Tylenol 3 are back in stock, and other pain medications are being prescribed as alternatives in the meantime. A new production is about to launch at the Grand Theatre, bringing to life traditional puppetry. Here's a look at the marionettes taking the Auburn stage in this production of Wonderful Joe, on now until November 23rd.
Mister? Where did that dog get to?
This is Wonderful Joe. It's a one-man marionette show for adults, and it's the story of an old man, Joe Pickle, who's evicted from his longtime apartment on a city street because it's going to be torn down to make room for a condominium complex. So he and his old dog, Mister, decide to go on one last grand adventure.
Mister, always racing ahead.
It's a very hard-hitting show, but it's also very charming because Joe is a charming guy. For example, we go into a bar and Joe encounters Santa Claus, Jesus, and the Tooth Fairy, and to him they're real. So there's fantastic in the show, and then there's gritty reality all mixed together.
Oh, that's nice.
This show has been it's done a long run in Toronto, Edmonton, Vancouver long run, Los Angeles, Stanford. It played Lincoln Center in New York last year.
We're kind of blessed to have it here.
This is a great audience for me. This is, I think, my 4th time here, and it's always been a great time.
London's Sorry Comedy Fest kicks off tonight, featuring local acts and recognizable headliners.
There's nothing stopping London from being a comedy hub in the country and even the world, other than some effort on our part and really a focus to try to bring laughs and smiles more often to more people here.
It's a 5-day event hosted at several intimate venues around the city, like local restaurants, plus larger centers like Aeolian and Centennial Halls. Beyond the stand-up, there's also newcomer competitions and roast battles.
Our goal is to grow this to be a national presence with the likes of Just for Laughs, Winnipeg Comedy Festival. Like, we have big aspirations. We're 4 times bigger this year than last year, and we're going to grow even more in the future.
Tomorrow on CTV News, breaking ground on London's largest ever residential development, a construction milestone at the site of the former psychiatric hospital grounds. That's tomorrow on CTV News at 6.
Welcome back to KP's Rescue 975, brought to you by London's Airport Kia. This week, we're meeting Buzz, a 5-month-old Husky Shepherd mix who's arriving in style in a 2026 Kia Sorento plug-in hybrid. Buzz is currently up for adoption with Animal Alert. He's already been adopted twice, but returned through no fault of his own. Once because of allergies, and once because his owner wasn't quite ready for a puppy. Buzz is a calm, gentle, and friendly boy who loves to play. He gets along great with other dogs, cats, and kids, and he's already crate and potty trained. If you're looking for a sweet, playful companion to join your family, Buzz might just be the perfect fit. Visit animalert.ca to learn more. Thank you to Milt Everett for this fantastic capture. This was taken at Springwater Conservation Area. Chance of rain Wednesday afternoon and gusty winds. Temperatures are set to drop this weekend, and a major cool down coming early next week.
Former American Vice President Dick Cheney is dead. Cheney served as President George W. Bush's second-in-command, as well as Defense Secretary under his father, President George H.W. Bush. He was also Chief of Staff for President Gerald Ford. Cheney was a leading advocate for the Iraq invasion, considered one of the most powerful and polarizing vice presidents in American history, and in his later years became a vocal critic of President Donald Trump. A family spokesperson says Cheney died Monday night from numerous health complications. He was 84. American voters went to the polls today in 3 races which could prove pivotal. The most closely watched contest is in New York, where Democratic mayoral candidate Zoran Mamdani is facing off against former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, who has been endorsed by President Trump. 2 other major contests, the governor races in New Jersey and Virginia. California voters are also deciding on an initiative to redraw the state's congressional districts. Residents at an Eastern Ontario retirement home have put in countless hours knitting hundreds of special dolls. As Katie Griffin reports, it's their way of honoring the people who gave their lives ahead of Remembrance Day.
All right. Inside these boxes, you're gonna need more parts. Yeah. Precious cargo.
I did 225 myself, and it's been a joy to do them for the kids.
Noella Claroux is a resident at Kentville Retirement Living. She and others knitting hundreds of Izzy dolls.
We had a knitting club on Tuesday, and we all got together and we all knit.
The dolls, symbols of friendship and peace, are named after Master Corporal Mark Isfeld. He was killed by a landmine while on tour in Croatia 31 years ago. Before his death, his mom made dolls he distributed to children wherever he went.
We have 883 Izzy dolls with us today.
His legacy living on.
It's amazing. In one swoop, they've given us more dolls than we raised all of last year.
The group donating the dolls to the Canada Aviation and Space Museum.
So what we do with them is after November, we pile them together and we send them over to Health Partners International Canada, HPIC, who use them as packing materials for their medical kits that they send out to places in need.
Dolls are then distributed to local children.
And of course, I had to hop on board. We had so many donations of wool, every different color and kind, and it was just fun to pick out different ones and make our own creations.
It's something to do together. A lot of these ladies would knit in their room before, and now they come and they gather in the main lounge and they knit together.
Making a big impact, one tiny doll at a time.
Really like a picture of kids receiving them to put up in our home.
Katie Griffin, CTV News, Ottawa.
London's top stories.
We have breaking news tonight out of Ottawa. The latest in the
breaking news alerts.
I'm tracking an area of severe weather. It'll start.
And watch live.
A development now to a story from City Hall we brought you.
Download the CTV News app.
Welcome back. For more than 75 years, volunteers at a Kitchener church have been producing Christmas pudding for their community. With more on the St. John's Pudding Factory still going strong, here's Krista Simpson.
A well-oiled assembly line, measuring the ingredients for Christmas pudding, mixing for 5 minutes straight, then filling the cans and tamping them down, covering the tops before they go into the steamer for 4 hours. The St. John's Pudding Factory has been doing this for decades.
This is the 76th year of the Pudding Factory. The Pudding Factory began in 1949.
This year's team made up of 40 or more volunteers. Many are from the Church of St. John the Evangelist, though anyone is welcome. Jackie Dunbar comes 2.5 hours from her home in Port Elgin to help.
We came to this church when I lived in Kitchener, and I loved the people. You see the same people year after year.
Absent, though, Mindy Hurley, who volunteered with the factory since its start. She passed away shortly after her 100th birthday.
We're thinking of her because she was such a lively, vivid presence in the church.
She did it forever, and she's sorely missed.
While making pudding is hard work, the volunteers say doing it together is what keeps them coming back.
The camaraderie is great. Of course, the making something that generates income both for the church and for outreach projects. That's important.
The Pudding Factory is the church's largest fundraiser, supporting its ministries as well as other charities.
This year, volunteers will make about 900 pounds of pudding.
That's less than the 3,500 pounds of pudding the factory would produce in its heyday 20 or 30 years ago. But the team is grateful that there's still strong demand.
Happily for us, there is still a market. People still love their puddings. We're still going, and it's a lot of fun.
It's just great, and I hope it will continue for the next 100 years.
Those who ordered puddings can pick them up at the church this weekend, with extras available for sale as well, and samples for those interested in tasting this tradition.
It has such a rich, multifaceted flavor that very few foods have these days.
Even those that don't like Christmas pudding, they love this Christmas pudding.
I steam my pudding, I douse it in brandy, I set it aflame, and then serve it with hard sauce. Delicious.
Krista Simpson, CTV News, Kitchener.
And finally tonight, Halloween is barely in the rearview mirror, and one Midwestern Ontario community is already getting in the Christmas spirit. With more on the preparations in Formosa for the annual country Christmas event, here's Scott Miller.
It's a beautiful fall day, but folks in Formosa are already thinking about Christmas.
This is what we call Formosa Country Christmas in the little town of Formosa. We've been doing this for 5 years, a nonprofit organization, and this is fully volunteer. It's all what we do every year, first weekend in December.
A small army of volunteers will string more than 15,000 Christmas lights on hundreds of Christmas displays around Formosa for the town's Christmas extravaganza. The big attraction is the drive-through Christmas cavalcade through Formosa's Lions Park, complete with giant Santa, snowman, Christmas light tunnel, and even a spot for Santa himself.
The whole town, all the houses, everybody in town has jumped aboard, and they're all decorating their houses. Like, there's what we call dark spots. There's no dark spots in the town. Everybody's jumped right on.
It just keeps getting brighter and better every year.
While it might seem excessive to start setting up Christmas displays in early November, it takes that long to get things looking just right for Formosa's country Christmas.
We start right after Thanksgiving, first day after Thanksgiving, the Tuesday after we start, and first 2 days is pulling everything out. There's a lot of work the first 2 days, and then basically every day after, whenever you want to show up.
People come from all over Southern Ontario to drive through Formosa's Christmas displays each December. It's by donation, but thousands of dollars has been raised in the 5 years the local committee has been running it. And the previous 20, the event was run by the Saugeen Valley Conservation Authority in nearby Hanover.
We do medical clinics, we've done food banks, we've done our own facilities here in town, the recreation complex. So the funding all stays locally.
Most of the displays are handmade and painted by the volunteers putting them up. Busby says it takes 7 weeks to put up all of the displays for Formosa's Country Christmas and 3 more days to take it all down again, but it's always been worth it.
It's for the enjoyment.
It's for everybody.
Right.
So if we get something great, if you can't afford it, great. Go and have a look, see how it looks.
Formosa's Country Christmas runs from December 4th until the 7th. In Formosa, Scott Miller, CTV News.
That's it for us. Thanks for watching. For your latest local headlines, you can always head to our website. I'm back tonight with your late news at 11. Bye for now.